This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're going to talk about porn. And we're going to talk about it in terms of helping you to never ever take another peek at it again, ever. Why should you not watch porn? Well, number one, it is a feminine activity. Now, what does that mean that it's feminine? Because it's not like I encourage girls to watch porn. I don't at all. I actually just made a video to them saying that, no, don't watch porn. It's bad for you. How can I say that it's feminine? Well, let's look at masculinity one more time. Masculinity is being able to be emotionally in control of yourself and to be emotionally stable, consistently and continuously. All right, and being able to control that sexual energy that you have, that is masculinity. So any guys who massively ejaculates on a consistent basis, either if it's because he masturbates and watches porn, or it's because he's sleeping around on a consistent basis all the time ejaculating, guess what? He's feminine. No matter how buff and strong and all those muscle that he has, it's ridiculous because he's still feminine. Men tend to have 10 times more reproductive cycles than women, simply because women, it happens once a month, but for guys who ejaculate, it happens all the time. They're basically massively motivated and then they're demotivated, and then they're massively motivated and then they're demotivated, and then you're like, yeah, but really, that doesn't really make sense to me. The only reason why it doesn't make sense to you is because you're in your teenage years, or you're in your 20s or early 30s. Trust me, over time, if you keep ejaculating consistently and constantly, and especially if you watch porn, you're going to get to the point of erectile dysfunction. You're going to get to the point where you don't feel it that much anymore. You're going to get to the point where you don't really want to have sex. And you're going to be demotivated on a consistent, constant basis. It's going to almost be as if your sperm production is not functioning properly. And you're going to have low testosterone levels, and you're going to be demotivated all the time, okay? So I'm just basically explaining what happens to guys who ejaculate all the frickin' time. Now, if they receive worship at the same time from women, it kind of balances things out a little bit, okay? That basically means that, yes, they might be ejaculating consistently on a constant basis, but if they already have the looks and the power in general because they've got the finances and they are able to attract women because of what they do, whatever, then the worship of women in some ways makes up for the ejaculation that is going on. It doesn't mean that they're emotionally stable though, and they're going to struggle in those relationships that they do have with women. But they're still going to get the worship of women, but they're going to be blaming women, which means that they're going to suck at retaining women, and they're going to suck at getting the depth that they should be getting with a woman. Now, at the same time, it's possible for you to have depth with a woman when it comes to your relationship if you're ejaculating on a continual basis with her. However, that depth is going to be based on friendship and not because you're a massive masculine man that she's turned on about all the freaking time and she wants to have sex with you continuously, constantly, and she's feminine, okay? The more you ejaculate, the more feminine you're going to be, which means the more masculine your woman is going to be. And guess what? It wasn't her who's masculine, who made herself masculine. It was you who made her masculine. If you're not the leader, she's going to be the leader. Going back to porn, the point is, if you watch porn, the more feminine you are. So what is it about it that makes you feminine? When you're watching another dude have sex with a girl that you kind of desire, then you're on the sideline watching in. You're like a spectator instead of winning your own sexual battle, okay? And being your own sexual session and being your own personal experience. Instead of having created your own porn scene, you're watching someone else's. Like, how disgusting is that? I literally don't want to see another guy's penis if I can avoid it. That's weird. If you really think about it, the fact that you enjoy that he penetrates that girl, it's sickening when you get to the point of understanding this. I'm totally turning you off porn now, and I hope it works, because you've got to realize, you've got to come to the point where it's like, why am I watching this? Number two, is porn is just like any other substance. It's an addiction, and it produces addiction. And why does it do that? It's because every time you do it, just like drugs and alcohol, your dopamine spikes is gonna like go through the roof, which means that you're gonna need more of the same thing, or worse of the same thing, in order for you to get the same high from it. As an example, if you drink a lot of alcohol, let's say you drink 3 beers. I don't know, I don't drink alcohol, so just use this as an example. If you keep doing that every single week, you drink 3 beers, you're gonna condition yourself and your body and your brain to 3 beers, which means that you're not gonna get the same emotion, the same feeling as you did the first time you did 3 beers. So you actually have to up it now to 4 beers in order for you to feel the same sensations. The fact is, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse until you're like, okay, I don't want alcohol now for a while. And then you get right back into it the moment that your brain is beginning to normalize a little bit, and it's happening again. Same thing with drugs. You test one drug, maybe it's weed. You smoke weed, next time you'll probably need a little bit more, and then you need a little bit more, and then you need a little bit more. It gets worse, and for some people, they end up with heroin or opioids or whatever they end up doing, and some of them die because of their addiction. I'm not saying that you're gonna die from porn, but the fact that you're watching porn might actually create addictions in every single other aspect of your life. If you manage to get rid of porn and get rid of ejaculation, will assist you to develop better habits in every single area of your life. You can't truly stop masturbation if you're still watching porn. So porn is almost like the #1 thing that you need to get rid of out of your life, no matter what happens. And I'm talking about porn on, on your screen or whatever, but I'm also talking about going to strip clubs or whatever it is that you're watching. Get rid of it. Another aspect that porn does is, yes, like I mentioned earlier, is it creates erectile dysfunction. And the erectile dysfunction is because of what I just explained now with the dopamine levels going down, going down, going down. There's one guy, what's it, Tayshawn's Adventure, I think his name is. He has an awesome YouTube channel, and he talks about how his story was that he watched porn a lot and masturbated a lot, and then one time there was this really hot girl that he wanted to have sex with, and she came over and they started kissing and doing all those things, and then they were gonna start, and then he had erectile dysfunction, and he was like, what the hell is going on? He's like, he had no idea, that never happened to him before, and she was hot, right, in his eyes. And then he went into the bathroom, he's gonna try and figure out, and then he didn't have an erection, and then suddenly he ejaculated. And he was like, what the hell? That is how he looked up semen retention, or Nofap, and then became sold on the subject, and now he's fired up about it. He loves the process, and he made his YouTube channel on it, and everyone loves it. Anyway, point is, you don't want to get to that level of erectile dysfunction. And if you've been there already, you don't want to go back to it. And I promise you, trust me, getting rid of porn and starting semen retention will help massively towards eradicating that. Once you practice semen retention, you're gonna begin to experience morning wood more often. Okay, another aspect of porn is that it literally produces premature ejaculation. I'm serious about this, because you are kind of wired to, at least this is my experience. Sometimes, I watch porn with my wife, a few years back, we stopped because it wasn't really helping the situation at all and what we're trying to do. And if I just watch porn with her, I would literally come faster. So that, for me, that was like, okay, that was a massive turn off. So how about I quit porn, and then suddenly I lasted a lot longer in bed as well. So it's kind of part of ejaculation control and not participating and watching that stuff. And then comes the end, which is a lot of the porn that you're watching is porn that those women did not want to have seen by anyone else. And also a lot of the porn that's there is just getting gross, man. It's ridiculous what's happening, and you giving attention to it is actually building it up. Whatever you donate your attention and money to is gonna grow, And you don't want the porn industry to go, because that means that we're increasing notch counts, we're making women more burdened, we're making them more masculine, and guess what? It's our fault because we're watching it and we're supporting it with our time, with our attention, with our money. So don't do that. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you got something out of it. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you in the next video.